Hey, this is another rant by Lowlander. Well, it's not necessarily a rant. It's just talking about. So, a lot of FPS gamers, I'm going to say, are ignorant as hell. They don't know what Doom is. They don't know what Wolfenstein is. They don't know what the Quake engine is. And yet, it's birthed tons of franchises. Left 4 Dead. Call of Duty even still runs the Quake engine in some way. Only recently has it just changed. And I mean, it started with John Carmack, John Romero, and it's getting a reboot. Doom's getting a reboot. You need to buy it. I mean, if back in 1995, I wasn't born in 95, I wasn't around. But I bought the first 2 Doom games, and I'm having fun. And I played Wolfenstein: The New Order. Great game, and I played Wolfenstein 2009. That's a fun game. It's hard, but it has regen health, and that balances things out, I would say. But FPS gamers are a little bit ignorant about their history in some ways. The average COD kid doesn't know. RPG players know how far back they go. Elder Scrolls people know about the arena. Well, unless you talk to some Skyrim players, but that's another thing for another day. Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein. They are probably Doom is one of the best games of all time. I hear people mod this game. They mod it in 2015 and 2016. Games like Battlefield, they used to have mods. The developers encourage mods. They love mods. You could easily... I heard talk about mods on PS4 and Xbox One, but I knew that was BS because Microsoft and Sony are just... Yeah, but that's console PC. I don't care. Just allow there to be something that at least is close to modding, map building at least. FPS gamers have just gotten this mentality. Some of us know our history. I mean, Battlefield started with Codename Eagle. You know, fun fact, Call of Duty, some of the developers were from Medal of Honor, and they left the Medal of Honor studio. And then came over to Infinity Ward. So that could have absolutely changed gaming as a whole. A lot of things would have and could have never happened. But you just gotta realize your roots. Classic, you gotta have 100. If you're gonna have regen health, make the game a little bit difficult in that kind of way, like Wolfenstein 2009 did. Or Turok 06, but Turok 06 is just a cheap ass game. You know, those are regen health FPSs that are good. COD, well, I'm gonna say you upped your game with Black Ops 2 in terms of actual gameplay during the campaign. I miss health packs. What the hell happened to them? Huh? What the hell happened? Wolfenstein: The New Order is an absolute pleasure of a game to play. It's a must buy. The best game of 2014. It's got alternate 1960s Nazi pop rock songs. It's got epic weapons. It's got a deep story with 2 storylines and fun references. And if you can hear the background, yeah, man. I'm about to play some Doom. Look at that soundtrack. Call of Duty, meh, orchestra. Battlefield, and the theme went up to dubstep. Bad Company 2, that was a good theme. I miss rock and roll and all this crap. What happened in music during games? The most recent game I can remember that had music during multiplayer or really memorable FPS game music was actually Star Wars Battlefront, sadly. It's a Star Wars theme. I mean, Battlefield 4. Oh, look, you got terrible themes. And no end game cutscene. Games, they need to ante up a little bit on the music side. One FPS game I can say that had a good soundtrack was, I'm gonna mention this again, Call of Duty 3. Had an amazing orchestra. Sadly, the composer passed, but I mean, it had an amazing soundtrack. You just gotta listen to that feels World War II. This feels badass. I'm killing demons and crap. I'm not doing the American dream like Ronald Reagan and fighting Russians, the Chinese, or some Middle Eastern people. Though it would make sense. I'm just What happened to cool enemies? What happened to in Call of Duty? I'm not fighting enemies that can turn invisible. If so, it's like a one-time gameplay sequence. It's always a one-time gameplay sequence. A one-time gameplay sequence. You get to fight in this way, fight against these enemies in single FPS campaigns. So, I mean, enemy variation could have made a heavier soldier. Call of Duty, oh, you get a Juggernaut. Cool, but Juggernaut's just absolutely lame. There's so much more you could have done. So much more. You just gotta think hard enough. I mean, we've got the drone era. Call of Duty upped this game at finally. End video.